You guys, I'm in the Big Brother backyard with Elena. How are you doing?
Hi, I don't know. I haven't stopped to process any of my feelings. It's been a whirlwind of a day and a summer.
Okay, can I tell you, one of my favorite parts of watching this episode tonight was watching your face, because your expression tells it all. You're like, you can tell when you're like agree with someone, when you've had enough, when you're like, what the hell is that person thinking? So who do you think shocked you the most this season?
Shocked me the most this season? Man, what a loaded question. I mean, I'm shocked by so many different elements of different people. I will say that I was pretty shocked by Josh's announcement that he played us in a way. I don't know how convinced I am that he duped us in the entirety of what he said, but him being a super fan and the strategy that he had, that was a really great answer. I was impressed with him in that moment. I'm disappointed and shocked with the way Paul behaved in some ways. I think he played a great game. I don't want to discount his hard work and his strategy, but he played his whole game last year based on friendship. Mm-hmm. That's kind of his brand and what he lives by. And then he kind of turned his back on that whole idea, and I think he overplayed. He could have made it to where he is now without stabbing so many people in the back.
Because you were really close to Paul.
I think we all were. That's the gag. Like, we were all really close to Paul. I definitely knew that he was an ally and an asset in the beginning, and then I started noticing earlier on than I think most, that his behaviors with other house guests and his social game and his gameplay turned from, really subtle to sly to sketchy. And I was noticing him, playing a social game with everyone else, but I always thought I was still kind of his right-hand man, still pretty close to him
As did everyone else.
As did everyone else. And then maybe week 3 or 4, I started thinking, this isn't right. And in that time, it's like, you can't do anything unless you have power. So
I spoke to Mark earlier, and he said that he kind of blamed Paul for coming between you two. Do you feel like Paul, tried to change your opinions on Mark?
Yeah, I do. I think Paul, I don't know what Paul's strategy was in that. I mean, if Mark and I are both on Paul's team in that sense, then why break us up? Why try to throw a bomb in between a good thing? But I think Paul did try to execute some rumors or some lies or some ideas that would separate Mark and myself, and I don't appreciate that necessarily, and it didn't work, which is reassuring, I guess.
Starting the game, did you ever expect it to be Christmas, Josh, and Paul as the final 3?
Absolutely not. I mean, early on it's anybody's game, but after a couple weeks in, it's like, okay, Josh has got to go. It's just a matter of when. Christmas is a liability at this point. The only thing she can guarantee anyone on her team is a vote, because we can't even be sure that she's going to compete.
Right.
Yeah, and then Paul being at the end doesn't shock me.
Right.
But as a vet, I mean, we definitely wanted to keep him for a minute, but we didn't want to keep him for that long. So yeah, I mean, it's surprising, but that's Big Brother. It's always surprising.
Now, you obviously were sided with the showmances at first, and then Cody kind of went awry, did his own thing. And then when he came back, you and Mark started to side with Cody and Jessica again. Do you think that kind of sealed your fate in the game?
I think our fate was pretty sealed in the game regardless. We always had a closer relationship with Jess and Cody, and once they became public enemy 1 and 2, we were public enemy 3 and 4. Right. So no matter what we did at that point, we were a target, and we're not bad competitors. We're intelligent, we're physical competitors. I think I shocked a lot of people on the wall comp.
I think you shocked me too.
I think I shocked myself. So I think people use that also to kind of build up our target. We played a game that was like, we wanted to remain safe with the numbers as much as we could, but we never really wanted to actively go against Jess and Cody. So if we ever had power, we would have loved to maybe take a shot at Paul as a backdoor option, or Alex, who's a great competitor.
So for me watching tonight, I honestly was shocked. Well, it could have gone either way, but I guess just watching the whole season, and I can't wait for you to go back and watch it, I really thought that Paul was going to win. Being in the jury, what was like the overall consensus? Like, were you surprised to see Josh win, or did you think he had it in the bag?
No, I was pretty certain that Josh and Paul were going to be our final 2 tonight, and I was pretty certain that Josh and Paul were going to win. Why not Cody?
Because Josh was in the jury. Why not Cody?
I was pretty certain that Josh and Paul were going to be our final 2 tonight, and I was pretty certain that
Christmas.
that Josh was going to win. I honestly thought that Paul would win the final HOH.
Okay.
And I thought that he would take Josh to final 2 because I know he was kind of guaranteeing that Josh was more hated than him. I really believe that Paul used Josh as kind of like a human shield in the house. Like he would sick him at people like a pit bull. That way Josh was always a bigger target than himself, and Josh was the one creating adversity and disagreements and fights and altercations with people. Me and Josh didn't end on good terms. Same with Cody, same with Mark. No one really left the house on good terms with Josh. But as more jurors came in and I learned more about the dirtier side of Paul's game, that's where our votes kind of transitioned. I was rooting for Paul when I came into jury. I still was hoping for him. He was an active player, and I appreciate that as a Big Brother fan and player. So was Jason, so was Alex. Those are the people I was hoping to see at the end. And once I learned about the angles that Paul worked and kind of the way that his game turned from friendship to betrayal, I just couldn't vote for him.
So being in the jury house, you see like obviously week by week people come in. What jury members shocked you most when you saw them walking through the door?
Honestly, I hate to say this, but probably Jason. I would say no one, just because you get information and you kind of learn a little bit more each week as the new juror comes in, and I could tell.
Right, so you see what's kind of happening.
Yeah, you could, but I was pretty shocked and equally disappointed to see Jason. I really wanted to see him in final 2.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from myself, Jess, Cody, Mark, but from who was left in the house, yeah, I was rooting for Jason to make it to the end.
Okay, now we got to get into the showman.
Of course.
Okay, did you honestly, like, everyone's face lights up probably when they're about to hear that we're talking about the showmans, because it was so cute watching you guys in jury, but all along, like, it was obviously very positive, and that Maven was a couple, and that Jody were a couple.
Yes.
But we weren't really sure exactly what was going on with you guys. We're like, okay, obviously Mark is into Elena. Does Elena like Mark? Like, that was like the big question.
It's a big what if, right?
So what if?
And here he is now.
Wait, what was the question?
We're literally talking about you right now.
They just started asking me about you.
Should I ask
and I was
in
like,
front of him? Is that okay?
I was like,
Just
who's
act like I'm not
Mark?
here.
Okay, so pretty much it was positive to us that, like, Cody and Jessica were a couple, and Mark and Raven.
Matt and Raven.
Matt and Raven,
Oh,
sorry.
God, you just-
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh,
Everybody
like,
knows,
don't
everybody
confuse me.
knows.
Sorry.
Oh, God.
But we weren't sure what was going on with you guys, and we're pretty sure that you were really into Elena. But we're like, does Elena even like?
Notice Mark.
Does she notice Mark? Does she like Mark? What's the deal?
Mark.
That's a great question.
Go away. You've heard this answer 1
But
million
I want to hear it
times.
again.
I was absolutely interested in Mark from the beginning, but I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. I feel like I can't date in real life, so why should I try to do it on network television? I'm sure to embarrass myself, do something stupid, and I did that every day.
So was that pursuing you?
It was. I mean,
Were
yeah.
you pursuing her hard?
Yes.
Very hard, yeah. But at the end of the day, he charmed me. I enjoyed his company. I did learn to like him, and
So there wasn't that initial like love at first sight chemistry going on?
me,
no, I mean, yeah, there was absolutely something there, but it's a matter of like I came here to play Big Brother, not to like play swipe right on Bumble.
Yeah.
And so I was pretty focused, but mostly I kept in mind like my emotional health throughout the game, and like kept in front of mind how extraordinary this situation is and the environment that we're in to explore a potential romantic relationship.
I mean, it is hard to date in the real world, so I can't imagine being in a house with all of America watching you. Like, that's probably really intense.
I zoned out on it. Like, I really didn't like think twice. Like, when I went in the house like a couple days, I forgot the cameras were on.
I mean, you do forget the cameras are on, but no matter how many live feeders or like super fans say that they know what it's like to be in the house, it's even like people that work on the show. It's like it is absolutely a social experiment. It's a crazy environment in there, and I don't regret a second of it. I love every minute I spent in that house, but you know, it's kind of an uncomfortable place in a pressured environment to explore a romantic relationship. There's a lot going on. There's game talk, there's competitions, there's backstabbing and betrayal, and why should I try to create a relationship in that environment?
You're like, I'm just trying to survive in here. Like,
all I want to do is not get evicted.
I made it way more difficult on her, and I felt bad.
I don't
Did
know.
they make it up to you in the jury house? Do you feel like your romance grew stronger in there, your relationship?
Yes, absolutely. There's no pressure there and no cameras. We can get to know each other on a different level and, stop looking at me like that.
Aw, they're so cute. So you guys, how are you going to plan to make this work? What's going to be your first date?
Mark?
It's gonna be interesting. I don't know.
Mark.
You
I'm
know?
gonna surprise myself.
What?
You haven't even thought about it?
Well, see, yeah, she's not. She'll voice her opinion.
No, but I don't blame her. You haven't even thought about it?
I'm in LA.
Wow.
I have no idea about LA.
Okay.
So you guys are going to stay in LA
Excuses.
for a little bit.
We'll be here for at least a week, I believe.
But I'm coming down to Dallas as soon as I get home.
Okay, well, listen, talk to me after this.
Yes.
I've been living in LA for some time. I know all the good spots where a lady should be taken, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, girl. I got
Thank
you. I got
you.
And
you.
then-
We're going to set up
Absolutely.
Elena on the best first date ever.
And can I say this?
No, see, I'm gonna take you up on that.
No, I'm dead serious.
I've never been on a first date before, so I don't know if I even would consider this a first date because I feel like I know you pretty well. But I'm excited.
I don't know if it's a first date either. It's like a weird first date for you guys, but it's going to be romantic and it's going to be super great. And I'm really excited to be part of your journey now.
Thank you.
I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
Oh, don't
That's
worry.
true.
I got
he
you.
does.
I got you.
Help him, please.
Well, you guys, thank you so much. It's been so fun watching you guys.
you.
Is there anything that you want to say to the fans?
I mean, I'm just surprised I have fans.
You've got fans.
It's more than my mom. That's the thing that shocks me. Is someone other than my mom likes me, and that just I think she legally has to when she signed the birth certificate. So I'm happy.
Well, I think you guys are going to be surprised, overwhelmed, and very happy to be back in the real world.
We're looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope America enjoyed watching us.
Yes, I hope they continue to enjoy watching us. We'll be, still creating content for the social medias and the internet.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So you guys watch this interview first, then we'll do a follow-up to learn about their date, and then you can follow their journey.
Yes.
Sounds good?
Sounds like
Yeah,
a golden
just-
plan.
Perfect.
Stay tuned. Don't change that dial.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.